the growth that is kind of happened and the way that you've navigated that kind of red pill, that's not quite for me, we have our own values, has been absolutely fascinating.
Hmm.
And one of the things I've really enjoyed listening to you and is you're very honest about some of the things you've done in the past. And
Hmm.
one of the things I remember you talking about, and I've heard you tell this story a couple of times, but it's not the story that I'm interested in as such. But it's you jumped state and moved to somewhere, was staying on a friend's house because you were chasing after a girl.
Hmm.
And I've heard that story a couple of times. But in one of those stories, you were talking about a book where you write things down. And is it like a book of ideas or a book of values or
Yeah, yeah, yes.
what's that about? What is that?
Yeah, so to me, I've always been an individual who's been thinking a lot about a lot of topics that I talk about today. A lot of the genesis of my ideas began when I was 19, 20, 21 years old. And at that time, YouTube was a newer kind of platform, and most people were not using it, let alone making money from it. And I always had the idea that videos needed to be like high production, and at that time it was just very expensive to make videos. And so I would want to share my ideas, but I didn't have any vehicles to share it from. So I would just write my ideas down. And so for the past 12 years of my life, I've just been using different notebooks, like books like this right here, and I just be different ideas and thoughts and theories and principles. I would always write them down in these different books, and that's what I've been doing for the past decade of my life.
And how has that evolved?
Well, I think to me it has and it hasn't, right? On one end, it has evolved because obviously the ideas become more nuanced, the ideas get built upon a little bit better. But it hasn't evolved because a lot of the ideas that I believe now are similar ideas I believed years ago. A lot of the principles that I say today were things I was, you know, kicking around a decade ago, but nobody would listen to me talk back then. And so,
It's
so
changed now.
yeah, yeah. Mhm. So a lot of those ideas have evolved, but a lot of those ideas are also the same.